Hope and pray that every one of you must have a wonderful journey sitting at the Kushum Sarovar, where Radha and Krishna perform many wonderful transcendental pastimes. Also, we must have felt the presence of Uddhava, one of the great associates of Krishna. He is one of the best in Dwarka. So, with those thoughts, I would like to appreciate those devotees who joined today and make our journey successful. Was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, Yamuna Sundari Mataji, Ivy Gautam, Shubhra Mataji. No, Shubhra Mataji didn't join today. Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, Vrajeshwari Priya Mataji, Govinda Gita Mataji. Welcome back Rohini Nandan Prabhu. He joined at 2 o'clock. So determined after the jet lag. But still Prabhuji joined. My humble obeisances. Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Sistastika Mataji also joined 2 o'clock or 2:04. Parmeshwari Mataji also joined early. Amol and Smita Panchpande, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Girivardhari Prabhu, Shriya Devidasi, Sitala Priya Devidasi, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Srinivasacharya Prabhu, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathmesh Prabhu, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Saman Prabhu, Leela Manjari Mataji, Raghav Chaitanya, Raga Bhakti Mataji, Sugandh Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devidasi, Janki Khan Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Sundari Radha Mataji, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Sika and Pankaj Gupta, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devidasi, Saraswati Devidasi, Sumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Devyans and Saloni, Vraj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Devidasi, Priyanka Mataji, Rukmini Priya Mataji, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Rajendra Prabhu, Abhay Prabhu, Vijay Keshwa Prabhu, Amal Atman Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Mataji, Jai Govind Prabhu, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Sarva Tarak Prabhu, Amal Nam Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Devidasi. I didn't see Krida Lakshan Prabhu today. Manoj Kapoor Prabhu also. Maybe I may have missed. Haribol. Kamal Priya Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Sukruti Devidasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarshan Prabhu and Manjari, Sundari Leela Mataji, Sarmishta Sahi Mataji, Mamta Mataji, Balram Prabhu, Syam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Mataji, Rashakita Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji, Pitambar Priya Prabhu, Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Chintamani Devidasi, Amit Prabhu and Prem Priya Madma Mataji, Suchitra Mataji, Sri Kumar Prabhu. Sri Kumar Prabhu didn't join today. Sumit Prabhu, Kanta Mataji, Rasmi Mataji. I didn't see Srinivas Charan Prabhu. Haribol. Maybe he may have joined. Sri Kansurvasi Prabhu, Nishan Sharma Prabhu, Nitya Navali Devidasi, Neeraj Srivastav Prabhu, Prafullanand Madhav Prabhu, Sri Pradala Lalita Devidasi, Akshata girl, she's Prafullanand Madhav Prabhu's daughter, 9-year-old. She joined before 4:30. All glories to her dedication. Vani Prabhu, Lekha Mataji, Thaneshwar Prabhu, Radhika Bhakti Mataji, Rupsi Mataji, Patit Pavan Prabhu. I didn't see Hemangini Chauhan Mataji in the morning. Haribol. Then Pragya Nathpal Mataji, Jayanti Sharma Prabhu, Haribol Prabhu. Prabhuji takes some off and then he join again. Hopefully Prabhuji can join regularly. Sudhir Krishna Prabhu, Sakhi Saran Prabhuji, Anita Saha, Bhavesh Pandya, Murli Gopal Prabhu, Uh, Sarita Mataji, welcome. Uh, she joined first time, and also I would like to welcome Sneha from our Govardhan Properties apartment. Welcome to this wonderful activity of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Sarva Sakti Devi Dasi from Portland. And if I have missed anybody in the name, please forgive me. But let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from Jaiva Dharma. Hare Krishna.
Gaurabahu Nabhajiyamainu Primaratana Dana Helaya Harayu Gaurabahu Nabhajiyamainu Satsanga chadi khainu asate vilas dekharane logila je alma banda pangsa Vishaya Vishama Visha Satata Khainu Gorakirtan Marase Magana Nahainu Vishaya Vishama Visha Satata Khainu Nava achaye prana kisuka paiya narottama dasa kena nagelo Maria Nava achaye prana kisuka paiya
Thank you very much, Ishwar Krishna Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song by Narottam Das Thakur. So we will be continue reading the Jaiva Dharma by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So we offer our humble obeisances at the desk of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, that those instructions may reside in our heart eternally and can transform our life. So I'll read that one question that Brajanath asked last, and Raghunath Das Babaji answered that question, so we bring up to the speed. Brajanath, if the Jiva were not allocated his share of free will, would anything have gone amiss? Sri Krishna is omniscient, so he knew that the Jiva would have to suffer if given free will. Considering this case, is Sri Krishna not to be made responsible for the misery of the jiva? Raghunath Das Babaji. Swatantratam, free choice, is indeed the rarest of gems. If none of the many entities in the material world were given the free choice, that would simply imply the existence of far fewer significant beings. And ultimately, if the jiva were not endowed with free will, he would simply be reduced to inert and insignificant matter. The jiva is part and parcel of Chid Vastu, the absolute transcendence. Therefore, he possesses the same qualities as the absolute whole, but in minute measure. Supreme independence is the intrinsic characteristics of the ultimate spiritual substance, Sri Krishna. And to separate a substance from its innate characteristics is, of course, impossible. Therefore, free will is certainly present in the nature of the jiva, but it proportionate to his infinitesimal size. The intrinsic constitutional presence of free will has elevated the jiva to a much higher status than matter and has made him its lord and master in the material sense. Free will has also favored the jiva with the possibility of becoming the dearmost servitor of the Supreme Lord. Yet when the same jiva misuses his innate free choice and thus become engrossed in material activities, the merciful Sri Krishna is stricken by compassion and concern about the bad fortune of the jiva. Lamenting, the Lord shadows the movement of the jiva, planning means to save him. Sri Krishna knows that his nectarian and immortal leelas are not available to the conditioned jiva. And thus, out of deep compassion, he manifests his achintya lila from within the material nature for the edification of the conditioned jiva. However, realizing that the jiva in his conditional state is unable to comprehend properly his transcendental activities, Sri Krishna has descended on the earth at Navadvip, appearing as the most munificent incarnation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, acting as the divine spiritual master. Sri Mahaprabhu has initiated the jiva into supremely efficacious method for his salvation. He has explained the esoteric truth about the transcendental name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, simultaneously taking the position of a pure devotee and teaching the science of pure devotional service by his own exemplary conduct. My dear boy, could one possibly think of blaming such a magnanimous Lord? The compassion of Sri Krishna is immeasurable, and the condition of the fallen soul is most lamentable. Vrajanath, does not the Maya Sakti embody out ill fate? And is she not our enemy? If the omnipotent and omniscient Supreme Lord Sri Krishna has dissipated Maya, then would not the torment of the jiva have been alleviated? Raghunath Das Babaji. The Maya Sakti is the shadow of the Swarup Sakti of the Supreme Lord. Thus, she is a variated transformation of that purely transcendental energy. The Lord uses Maya as a tool to purify the contaminated jiva and make him eligible for the elevation. Maya Devi, the embodiment of the Maya Shakti, is a maid servant of Sri Krishna who chastises and cures the errant conditioned souls estranged from Sri Krishna. When the jiva, a fully spiritual entity, forgets his position as an eternal servant of Sri Krishna, he unnecessarily commits a serious blunder. As a consequence of these aberrations, the jiva is sentenced to repeated punishment carried out by the Maya Devi, who looms before the jiva like a witch. The material world is a prison for the errant jiva. Just as a king builds prison out of kindness to protect his subjects from harm, similarly, the munificent Sri Krishna has provided this material creation as a reform home for the jivas, and Maya Devi takes the role of a prison superintendent. Brajanath. If this material world resemble a jail, what then are the fetters? Raghunath Das Babaji. Maya Devi is armed with three types of chains made respectively from Sattva-guna, Rajaguna and Tamaguna. And with these chains, the condemned jivas are bound. Whether bound by Sattva, Raj or Tama, all the conditions jivas are the fetters. Chain may be made of gold, silver or iron. The metals may differ, but nonetheless they are chains. Brajanath. If we agree that the jiva is spiritual, how then can the chains of Maya bind or hold him in bondage? Raghunath Das Babaji. Spiritual nature is absolutely beyond the circle of influence of the material nature. However, as soon as the jiva falsely claimed to be the enjoyer of the Maya, he is enwrapped in a linga sarira based upon ahankar. Maya Devi then shackles the subtle body of the jiva with her chains. The jivas covered by ahankar in the mode of goodness are residents of higher material heavenly planets. These devatas are shackled in the golden chain of Sattva-guna. The jivas covered by ahankar in the mode of passion have a mixtures of the propensities of the devatas and the human being. They are bound by the silver chain of the Rajaguna. And the jivas covered by ahankar in the mode of ignorance are hopelessly inebriated by abnormal carnal cravings meant to squeeze out gross material happiness. They are fettered in the iron chain of Tamogun. The change up jiva souls cannot step out of the prison house. They are caged in by boundless miseries. Brajana. What are the activities of the jivas held captive in the prison house of the Maya Devi? Raghunath Das Babaji. First of all, their activities are aimed at satisfying their particular inclinations for materialistic sense enjoyment. Secondly, they act to gain relief from the constant suffering that accompany prison life. Brajana, please explain in more detail the first type of material activity of the jiva, search for sense enjoyment. Raghunath Das Babaji. The gross covering of the jiva in his material body, which passes through six phases. 1. It takes birth. 2. It grows. 3. It attains maturity and maintains. 4. It produces byproduct. 5. It deteriorates. And 6. Is destroyed. These six transformations are inherent in the gross material body. Additionally, the body undergoes hunger, thirst, and other discomforting needs. The conditioned jiva, now residing in the gross body, is instigated to constant activity by these interminable desires to gratify his senses, and is thus enslaved by the urge of eating, sleeping, mating, defending, etc. All his activities are ultimately directed to excite and satisfy his senses. To acquire such desired objectives, he may take the option of material piety and from his birth to his last breath perform the 10 Vedic Punya Sanskars, pious ritualistic activities, to maintain himself and acquire his material goals. Additionally, he may execute the 18 sacrificial rites as taught in the Vedas with the motive of acquiring sufficient piety in his present birth to ensure his elevation after death to the heavenly planets, wherein celestial yet nevertheless material delights awaits him. Returning to earth thereafter, he is certain to take a birth in a Brahmana family or some other high family and lead a life of contentment. The other option for the conditioned soul in his search for sensual happiness is to take up the path of impious, sinful ways, having gone astray from the path of Dharma. With these two kinds of activities, pious and impious, the jiva decide upon his next life. In the former, the jiva takes birth as a human being after his sojourn in the celestial planet, and in the later, after a sacrilegious sinful life, he entered different hellish planets wherein he has to endure terrible torture, after which he finally attained another mortal body, but not necessarily as a human being. On either path, he is at all times a conditioned jiva, held as a captive of the Maya Sakti. Thus, beginning at a time one cannot trace, the jiva is tied to the giant wheel of karma. making him perpetually traverse this material nature, while he incessantly pursues the material goals of sense gratification. He goes back and forth from materially suspicious conditions through his pious deeds to the temporary torment through his misdeeds. Rajanath, please speak in detail about the second type of material activity, the attempt to elevate material desire. Raghunath Das Babaji. The spirit soul presently residing in his material tabernacle undertakes various activities to remove his privations and overcome his distresses. He builds houses for his shelter, comfort, and protection. He has to make proper arrangement to appease his hunger and to quench his thirst. To ensure this supply, he has to work tirelessly and accumulate wealth for heating and clothing to avert the bitter winters. He has to marry to satiate his lust. He continues to work hard in order to make sure that his children and relatives are abundantly provided for, and so that no deficiencies arises. When his body is attacked by disease, he does everything to get healthy again. He fights for protecting his asset and interest in court. He comes fully under the sway of the six foes: calm, lust, growth, anger, lobe, greed, mud, intoxication, moh, illusion, matsarya, hate and envy. Anger, lobe, greed, mad, intoxication, moha, illusion, matsarya, hate and envy, which got him into fights, violence, hatred, harassing others, stealing, cruelty, and other such evil deeds, all in an attempt to avoid adversity. Thus the fallen jiva wastes his days and nights only in gratifying his senses and attempting to prevent privations. Brajana. If Mayadevi has covered the jiva with just the subtle body, would this be not have saved her purpose? Raghunatha. No, work cannot be performed with the subtle body alone. Therefore, the gross body is necessary. Actions performed by the gross body arouse various desires in the subtle body. And to fulfill this desire, a suitable gross body is bestowed in the next life. Brajana, how are the actions and the result interlinked? The Mimamsa philosophers postulate that Ishwar, the supreme controller, who supposedly personally supervises the result of all karma, is a fictitious being. According to them, karma gives birth to a mechanistic principle called apurva, the exceptional, and it is this principle, birth to a mechanistic principle called apurva, the exceptional, and it is this principle that calculates and then gives out the result of karma. Is this concept a fact? Raghunath Das Babaji. The Mimamsa philosopher overly concerned with the principle of karma are not conversant with the philosophical conclusions of the Vedas. Passing vague judgment by observing the mood in which certain ritualistic performances are recommended in the scriptures, they escape a feeble philosophy. Truly, the Vedas disagrees with their view. For example, in these Vedas, Swetsara Upanishad 4:6 and Mandaka Upanishad 3:11, we find Dvashupurna Sayuja Sukhaya Samanam Viksam Parisad Vajate Tayor Anya Pipalam Swadva Ati Anasnam Anyo Bhuchukasiti. Two birds, Sirodakshai Vishnu Paramatma and the individual Jiva, are perched like friends on the same branch of the peepal tree, which represent the material body. One of them, the Jiva, is eating the fruits of the tree according to his karma, while the other, the Paramatma, is silent, non-participating witness. The purport of this verse is that the Jiva, enthralled by Maya, perform karma and taste the fruits of his actions. The Supreme Lord, controller of Maya, administer the result according to the actions of the Jiva. As long as Jiva is unable to attain a direct audience with the Lord continues to perform pastimes with the Jiva appropriate to his situations. Where is the mechanistic apurva principle of the Nimansa philosopher in this context? Atheistic views are never conclusive and perfect. Brajana, why did you refer to the karma of a jiva as being anadi, beginningless? Raghunath Das Babaji. The prime cause for all karma is the desire to execute such karma. Avidya, ignorance, is the root of this material desire and is defined as forgetfulness of this truth, that I am the eternal servitor of Sri Krishna. This avidya did not suddenly sprout out within the time span of the material universal creation. The seed of this root of karma originate in the matrix of the tatastha position of the jiva as the juncture, the material and the spiritual creations. Since the source of karma is thus untraceable within the mundane time of the material world, karma is said to be anadi. Brajana. What is the distinction between Maya and avidya? Raghunath Das Babaji. Maya is a Shakti of Sri Krishna. Through her, Krishna has created the material cosmos. With the intentions of redeeming the rebellious wayward jivas, the Lord has instigated the Maya Shakti and made her dynamic. Thus, Maya has two aspects, avidya, ignorance, and pradhan, primal matter. I think this paragraph, next one would be long, so we will stop here. The time has come that we should stop. Let me mark. So with those thoughts, I think we are so fortunate that somehow or other Krishna has awakened us and has given us everything what we need. We have found the process that our Acharya has taken up and they have succeeded in their life, leaving us a footpath to follow in their footsteps. And we can also succeed in the goal of this human form of life to become free from the cycle of birth and death and eternally ever existing, ever increasing happiness life is awaiting for us if we will remain steadfast in our practices. Krishna has promised us and it will happen. So, with those thoughts, we should always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever we come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and no fear in their life. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of this wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi who take so much austerity. When I see that, uh, Akshata joined before 4:30, 4:15, 4 o'clock, I think she joined, and I had the tear in my eyes that what a good fortune she has. Very wonderful girl. So, with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances to the devotees who joined from Houston, from India, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Austin, Alachua, College Station, Tempe, Phoenix, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, New Orleans, Baltimore, Portland, Dhaka, and Orlando. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you very much. And if Krishna so desire, we'll see you at 2 o'clock in the morning, or you can join at your convenient time.